Hey, welcome to TVC Live. I hope you can hear me. It says the microphone's unmuted. How's it sound to you?
Sounds good to me, but I sound just the same as you. Hi.
Hey, so welcome back.
Drew says it's all good.
We are good. Thanks, Drew. Yeah, I guess there are several people watching. Half of them are our family, but that's okay.
It's okay.
That's right. It's good to see family.
Yes. Hi.
So anyway, welcome back to 2021, or welcome to 2021.
Thank you. Wasn't there supposed to be a camera right there?
There was.
Okay.
It's now right there. So I couldn't get the camera. I had some technical difficulties. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties, so we scrapped the nice camera.
All right.
We've got to get that figured out though, because
this
is not a bad.
No, not at all.
No. It'd be so much better if it was the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's the technical part of the show. Hope you enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Happy New Year. I know we're a little late, but this is the first show of the year. So
that's
Happy
right.
New Year and Happy Groundhog Day.
We're on RV time.
Happy Groundhog Day.
Happy Groundhog! I didn't get you a present.
Oh, darn. I did hear that Phil, the groundhog, Oxitani Phil, he saw his shadow.
And that's bad.
Yes, 6 more weeks of winter.
I don't get that. If it's sunny outside and he sees a shadow.
That's what somebody on the
that's counterintuitive
thing said. Yeah, and then apparently there's
word.
A secondary groundhog.
Like a backup?
Well, he's not. He's like some people would say he's a competitor.
Wow.
In Staten Island, he didn't see a shadow. So.
All right. I'm going with him.
Yeah. We're going to go with Staten Island.
That's right.
So, anyway. So, I have a question for those of you that are out there for Groundhog Day.
Yes.
Trivia question.
Oh, trivia question.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the name of the song playing when Phil, in the movie Groundhog Day, woke up every morning?
It was, I can't remember right now.
That wasn't the name of the song.
Oh, look at that. We're backwards.
Yeah,
How did we switch places?
We always were backwards.
Oh while people are looking for that.
While they're Googling that? No. Okay, go on to talk. Where are we now? Let's tell people where we are.
Oh, where are we?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to tell them the answer? You're just going to wait for people
I'm going to wait to see if anybody says in the chat.
Where are we?
Mm-hmm.
We are right there. We are right there where that pin is.
Right smack in the middle of Phoenix and Tucson.
Picacho, Arizona.
Right.
Which is near the shadow of Picacho Peak.
Right.
Which is a really cool little peak here.
Yeah. We've got mountains off to that side.
Yeah, we got mountains to the left of us, mountains to the right. That's a song, isn't it?
It's a song, I think.
Fins to the left and fins to the right.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a really cool little area. We have really enjoyed it here.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten lots of road trips in. We've been to Tombstone, Arizona. We've been to Bisbee, which you can see Bisbee and Tombstone down here somewhere. I don't have my glasses on, but they're down here, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And those were cool little towns. Bisbee especially, really artsy kind of community.
Cool. Yeah.
We like that.
We had a couple people emailed me and told me a couple of things we should have done in Bisbee, but we'd already been there. Yeah. So
I wouldn't mind coming back to this area.
It's very cool. And there's a couple of things we missed when we were down there in the Southport. We didn't get out to that organ pipe.
Yeah, which is right here.
Yep. So we did, though, last weekend make it up to Mount Lemmon, where there's a ski area, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And so much snow.
Yeah. Skiing and we have chats.
Yes, we do. You're just not showing.
I'm just I'm not moving the chat. So we there are lots of things around here we haven't gotten to, but there's only so much time.
Yes, the beard is new. Oh. And yes, General Beauregard in Atlanta did not see a shadow. So 2 out of 3 groundhogs did not see a shadow of the competing groundhogs. Yeah.
Is Kellyanne saying she did not see? Oh, she
The
didn't
General
see
Bo-
her shadow? I
no,
thought she was
General
seeing her shadow.
Beauregard in Atlanta didn't see his shadow.
Oops, I did it again.
That was not the
That
name of the song.
that
It
should
should have
have been.
been. But I think Brittany was probably in diapers at the time of that movie. I don't know. That movie came out so long ago.
I think these are our new neighbors. So I had a Facebook conversation with some people and suggested they move up to this RV park because they were having trouble at theirs,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think this is them.
Oh,
So
hi. Did you
hi
make
there.
it to
Well,
the? I
welcome.
can't tell from your login, M. Shelshawn, what your name is.
Yes, well,
So,
welcome to the
yes.
KOA if you are here.
Oh, look. Renetta's here.
Oh, Renetta, look at that. How funny.
Awesome.
We'll have her later.
Yes.
All right. So enough about where we are. They've had enough seeing that. Oh my gosh, we're reverse again.
Stop that.
All right. What's next?
Renetta.
Renetta? We're going straight into Renetta?
Yes, we talked about this.
I don't.
Obviously,
I wasn't
we're a
there.
little
I
rusty
was
on
not.
this.
Yeah, I was not at the planning meeting. Okay, so what are we going to talk to Renetta about?
Well, as you know, Renetta is a life coach.
No.
Yes, she is.
Get out.
Very good life coach. And she came up with a planner, but I also just wanted to talk to her because we talked to her in January.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the time of year most people start doing their planning. I'm figuring by now everybody's abandoned all resolutions. So it's a good time to kind of rethink about goal setting. Right. So we talked to Renetta about goal setting.
Okay.
And so we're going to, and by the way, Chinese New Year's next week, so it really is the new year
and
a time for
buckle
you
down,
to
set
really
your intentions.
set your intentions and goals, which she's going to talk to us about. Right. So we're going to launch right straight into it, and so here's Renetta.
We'll see you on the other side.
Ask questions in the chat.
Time to set goals.
Time to set goals or intentions. What do you like to use, goals or intentions?
To me, intentions is even a little bit deeper than goals. So intentions come from the soul. Goals are the things that you want to, the small things that help you get to where you want to be. And the intention is really from the soul, what's important to you and what you're reaching for. So to me, that there's a little bit of a difference there between the two. So I like to help find the intentions, set the intentions, and then set those goals and go after it.
Okay. So, for instance, common goal is, of course, I need to lose weight. So that's a goal. But what would you say is an intention behind that normally?
The intention is that you want to be healthier, right? So my intention is that right now I am on blood pressure medicine and cholesterol medicine because I had high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And so my intentions is that I want to be healthier. It's my why. Why am I setting these goals? Because I want to be healthier. And so then my goal is I'm going to exercise, 4 to 5 times a week, and I'm going to be careful with the food that goes into my mouth, because those little goals then help me get to that thing that I really want. And the thing that I really want is to be healthy and enjoy life.
Right. And then that's really, I think, one of the keys, right, for setting goals or intentions or this time is that people tend to set a resolution or a goal and it's, I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, then the first time you have a piece of chocolate cake in front of you, you're like, oh, but right now, but it is finding your why, correct?
Right. It's really easy to set a bunch of goals and then even have them on a tracker, and track what you're doing. But unless you know why you're really going after that goal, then you can really lose your focus and your motivation really quickly.
Okay. So when you're coaching people around this time, you're helping them find what's their why. And then they're setting their intentions and then backtracking into goals. So so one of the things that I struggle with is I set goals all the time. I'm really good at setting goals.
Really good at setting goals.
And intentions. I just don't follow up. So how do you help people, or what advice do you give people to help them stay on track?
That's a good question. Because we're all different, then we all need kind of different motivations, right? So people like me who are very list oriented, I like to write down my goals for the week in like a track them in a healthy habit tracking system, right? I like to give myself a gold star because that's just the way I do things. There are other people that stresses them out completely, and they need, different ways to keep their motivation. So, but definitely one of the things that I always recommend is writing things down. And that's why I like using a planner so much, because when you write it down, it's really important to you, and you're solidifying it in your mind and on paper, where you can not just think about it, but you can see it written down too. And so that's one thing that I always encourage people to do.
So you actually have a planner that
I
that helps
do.
people. How do you recommend using that planner or any other planner for folks to carry that goal with them and to be, because I write it down in a notebook, but then then I'm working in other notebooks, so I don't always see it to remember it. So how do I keep it
Right.
top of mind?
That's why I like my planner is a digital planner. And so what I really like about that is not just that it saves paper, but that my iPad is with me, almost all the time. So when I'm sitting there working on my computer and doing whatever, usually my iPad is right there with me too, because I'm usually referencing different things. And so it's there, it's open, it's before me. And another thing that I also encourage people to do is to write down their their action items and write down their affirmations, and on sticky notes, post it where you're going to be able to see it a lot. That is key. Keeping it in front of you where you focus on it, that's a very important thing. So I that question is a good one, because you've got to do what keeps it right in the forefront of your mind, in front of your eyes.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's why I lose track of mine. Is at the beginning of the year, you set great expectations, great intentions, great goals, and then lose track of them.
and so
Right.
in your planner and in many planners, you have like the month and then you have all the weeks. So you can break it down by months and put it like, say,
Yes.
January. Here's in January what's the steps to get me to this goal. And then from January, how do you transition it for the weeks?
For the weeks, then you've got your goals for January, and then you just break down your action items. What are the things that you need to do that support that goal? What are the action items that only you can do, and you write those down and work on those throughout the week. I call that my healthy habit tracker, but for me, it's just creating new healthy habits, because you know bad habits are hard to break, but when you're concentrating on the new habit and the new thing that you're trying to get done, it's written down and it's there before you. And every day you're trying to do something, some action item to support that. That's when you have success, because you're working step by step to that goal.
Yeah. And that's interesting you say that about habits. I just finished reading Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubens. And that was one of the things that she did some research and said that people can't just break a bad habit. You really have to replace it with a good habit.
Right.
Interesting
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah, because where your focus is, that's where your actions go too. So what you're thinking about, your thoughts become your beliefs become your actions, and it just creates a cycle. So
Right.
yes, you've got to it's what you're focused on.
And I also noticed in your planner you have a page for a vision board. So talk to
I
people about what's
do.
a vision board, and especially on a digital planner, how do you use that?
To me, it's easier on a digital planner than it is like a piece of poster board, where you're trying to cut out all of your pictures and cut out all of the words that you want to put on it. But basically, what the vision board is you can go in and find pictures online and then just add them to your planner. And those pictures represent the things that you really want to achieve or the things that are really important to you throughout the year. So, for instance, I had a lady one time in one of my vision board courses. We all met together. We talked about all of our goals for the next couple of months. And then we, sat down with magazines and cut out pictures and this, that, and the other of things that were really important to us for the next couple of months. And she put all these kinds of pictures on it, like a house with a wraparound porch, a new washer, and several other things. And then, about, I think, 3 or 4 months later, she called me and she said, "Guess what? I got to take the washing machine picture off of my vision board and replace it with something else now because we accomplished that." The actions behind that were foregoing Starbucks several times a week so that they could save the money, quicker to be able to get the washing machine.
Yeah.
And that really goes back to what you were saying earlier about keeping it in the forefront. Some people are really better with words that they'll read all the time, and some people are better with visuals that
Pictures,
a vision board
yes.
can really,
Mm-hmm.
put that.
Yeah, we had one in our
Yeah.
house for a while that you put together. That was cool. It
Didn't have an RV on it.
didn't have an RV on it. No.
My vision board in our house, when we were in our sticks and bricks house, the vision board actually had floor plan of the RV that we wanted. We
Yeah.
had the camper sitting out in the driveway, but I had the floor plan that we wanted on the vision board.
Yeah,
That's
excellent,
great. That's
excellent.
great.
We've got a goal and we've got our action plan and we have our daily. So you set a priority and you say, okay, well, I know I need to do X today in order to get closer to the my goal. But then life happens and lots of things say, oh no, this is more important. I have to do the laundry and I have to do the dishes and I have to do this and that. What advice do you give folks to help them stay focused on their priorities?
Yeah, that's a good question too. And if anybody has found that life gets in the way, it's me. So here's what I do with that. In my planner every day, there's up at the top, it's called my top 3 priorities. The top 3 things that I have to do that day, I write those things down and I schedule those. I had a mentor one time when I was going through my coach's training, and we were talking about priorities and you know um, prioritizing the schedule and this, that, and the other. And he said something that has stuck with me. And from then on, I've done it. He said, quit prioritizing your schedule and schedule your priorities. So what you do is the things that are most important, those go on the calendar first. And then you fill in the calendar with everything else. Now, yes, life happens, but when something comes up and you have to take a break for a few minutes, you can come back to it and go, okay, this is where I was, and I'm going to finish this. And then when you're finished with one of those things, it's easy to look back at the day and say, man, life happened and the proverbial poop hit the fan. But I was productive. I got this, and this done. And just because those were your top 3 priorities and you put them above everything else.
Okay, Renetta, tell everyone about this digital planner you've mentioned a couple of times. We know you just released it. Tell us a little bit about it.
For the past 4 years, I used a planner. I couldn't find a planner that I really liked, and I found a digital planner online. And I opened it up and kind of started playing with it, and I thought, this is really cool. But it's still not really what I want and what I would use. So I decided learn how to make one. So I did. I taught myself how to make a digital planner, and so that's where mine came from. And so it's all the stuff that I have used for the past 4 years and found helpful. Although I am willing to tweak it more when people tell me, hey, I would like, more room for this, then I do some tweaking on it and redo it for the next one. But it is mine. It's what I've used. It's tried and true so far.
And where
Plus,
do
it
people
doesn't
find
use
it?
paper, and inevitably with a digital with a paper planner, like you wouldn't have enough pages in one section, and you're like, now what do I do? And so with a digital one, you can go in and just add in how many ever pages you want in there. And with a paper planner, you would pull a page out and throw it away because you're like, well, I messed that up, and now I don't want it in there. With the digital planner, you just delete it. You
Yeah.
don't even have the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Now,
very cool.
and her digital planner is one that you can write in. I have the iPad version, so I can write it in with my iPad
Yes.
pen. If somebody doesn't have an
Yes.
iPad, how do they write in it?
So I have a client who's using it right now on her computer, and she types in. She uses a different app. So the preferred way to use it is on an iPad or another. It doesn't have to be an iPad. It can be the Microsoft version of that too. And I use GoodNotes. It does cost $7.99, but to me it was absolutely worth it because I use it all the time. And then when you use it in GoodNotes, you download the file and then open it up in GoodNotes. And when you do, you can click on all those tabs. It's got lots of hyperlinks in it that take you from day to day and from section to section easily.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. And where would people find this planner?
They will find this planner on renettamoore.com and go to the store page on my website. That's my website. So it's renettamoore.com.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, Renetta.
So
Thanks for
now there is
joining us.
no reason people don't have goals and
That's
plans
right.
for the year.
Get busy.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Renetta. It was great seeing you, and hope to run into you and Jay soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for listening about my planner.
You're
Absolutely.
welcome.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Awesome. Absolutely, as you say.
Yes, awesome as I say. Yeah. She's so great.
She is.
She is so great that we actually interviewed her for 2 other segments that will be coming on another date.
Yes, that's right. Lots of good
We
stuff.
enjoyed talking to her so much. Yep.
That's right.
And she did motivate us. I got some goals started. I started using her planner. I like it a lot. I will say I do miss stickers. That was one thing from having my physical book. I could stick stickers
Well,
in it.
Renetta said she was coming out with different
That's right.
versions,
Maybe she'll come out with some
improving things. Maybe
stickers.
she'll come out with some stickers.
That would be but it's great because I can erase it when I change my mind and decide what I have planned for the day isn't what I'm going to actually do, and it doesn't get all messy because I can just erase it and write in it, and it also does scratch that itch of wanting to write. I think writing is easier for me than typing when I'm thinking.
Makes more of a connection for me. It's I don't know. It's
when you remember, science has said that you
Science.
that you do remember it when you write things more. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I popped it up on the screen, but she is giving TVC members a 50. Oh, that's the wrong one. 15% discount on the.
That's very kind of her. So thank you.
That is very cool.
See what you get for coming to the show.
Oh, look at that. Stickers coming. Look at that.
Oh,
all we had to do is
yay.
say,
I just have to ask. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
So, like I said, that got us starting about goals for TVC. We started thinking about it more. As y'all know, we've been on hiatus for
Take a drink.
Longer than we had originally thought we would be. But that was part of the process, I guess, of going through goals and thinking things through and how we should advance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is next?
What is next? Exactly. So we started thinking about some new things, and one of the things is what we're going to do with live.
Yep. And so we think we're going to make this like a monthly extravaganza, once a month.
The first
Tuesday of every month. We just want to pop on here. It might be a little less organized than, but it's just our main point is just be able to get online with you all and share some thoughts and kick around some ideas and create some content that you might be interested in. So once a month, and then
We'll still
on the
have
other-
interviews.
Yeah, we'll still have
interviews, and we'll still
do
talk
some of
about
this kind of
RV stuff. We want to keep to the content somewhat, but just not do it every week.
Yeah.
So once a month, we will definitely be here live at the virtual campground here on YouTube.
And then the other weeks, we hope to, on Tuesdays, post something on YouTube just to keep the conversation going.
Yep. And we hope you will join the conversation. So we'll post videos along the weeks. Maybe not always on Tuesday. I want to hold us to that. But we'll be posting throughout the month.
It's my intention.
Okay.
To post
setting
every
an intention.
Tuesday.
and then
or is that a goal?
That's a goal. Yeah, that's a goal. Your intention is to stay connected to the community.
That's right, exactly.
That's our main intention this year, is to connect more strongly with everybody. And then we also thought, because we know some folks have trouble with YouTube and getting on it, so we're also going to try live on Facebook, probably on the third week of the month.
Crazy.
Third Thursday. And we thought we'd try a new night too, because I think a lot of folks can't really do Tuesdays as much. So that's some of the things we're thinking about doing. We're really excited about a couple of series. Again, it's part of what we talked to Renetta and Jay about. We're thinking about we're doing a series on people moving into full-time RVing, and then one about what people do when they're working from the road. Yep. So any of you that want to be interviewed, let us know. We'd be happy to talk to you, and then add you to the series.
That's right. And we've got a series that I'm starting to work on solar, around solar. Several of you RVers out there have done solar, and I'll be bending your ear about that most likely. And then we have a solar consultant that's agreed to be interviewed for a multi-part series. So that's in the very beginning stages, but I hope to get that together in the next month.
And we also thought we'd try some other formats, right? So we thought we'd try Zooming so we could see you guys too. Yeah. So we thought that'd be fun. And so be watching for that information, because whether it is on a general time like this week where we just Zoom call, or on maybe a solar panel where we Zoom in some folks and then other people can be in the chat. Yeah. So
a discussion.
We're going to try some new things this year, in other words, but all geared towards trying to have more community and build the community here, and have interaction. And in fact, we are thinking about doing some informal meetups. Yep. Talking about doing one actually in Arizona at the end of the month. More to come on that this week. And of course, speaking of which, all of you know, many of you have already signed up for the Carpe Diem, Camp Carpe Diem. Yes. So wanted just to remind you, if you haven't registered, that we are very excited about it. I saw Jill was in the chat, and Jill is going to be there helping out with mountain biking. Yeah,
Jill's going to be there for mountain biking. The Pishnas are going to be there.
And they're going to be there.
They're going to be leading some brewery stuff and beer tastings. I'll be there doing some photography. We have a photography workshop the week beforehand, but I'll be taking some folks during Camp Carpe Diem around to some of my favorite spots around Ouray, and it is absolutely stunningly gorgeous.
It's fall.
We've got the wheelers are going to be there to help us with some mountain biking, and it's going to be loads of fun. And we may even have s'mores, I hear. So
we'll definitely have s'mores.
So yeah. So
if there's a campfire and I'm there, there's definitely going to be s'mores.
So it's October 7th through the 10th in Ouray, Colorado, and what's the situation with the KOA right now? They're holding our room block. So they just let our block go. So give them a call as soon as possible and let them know you're with Camp Carpe Diem, and just let them know you want to be nearest as possible to our section back in the back.
Yeah, we're in 120, so that whole section is our campers. So just ask them to let you be up there just when you call them.
Yeah. So. Tell them Barry and Deborah sent you.
Yeah.
And April and Ken.
That's right. The Pishnas. Living in Stout Life and the virtual campground. Just tell them that. And they will also, if you're not a KOA member, you still get 10% off.
Yeah. The plan is they're going to give you a cool little wristband, and you'll be able to go to the bar and get 10% off of a restaurant item.
Or anything in their store.
Anything in their store.
Yeah.
They've trademarked. Okay, listen to this. They have trademarked hip hip hooray, not hooray, but hooray. So they've trademarked this, and they have T-shirts and hats with hip hip hooray. Might have to get you one of those.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. I'm going to be too busy wearing other kinds of t-shirts.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. Speaking of that, another goal that we had. I don't know if you can see.
Just stand up, I think.
But we have been working on merchandise, it seems like, for
Something
6
on the back,
years.
too.
Oh, yeah. There's a flame on the back. Stand up a little bit. That's all right. So there's our campfire logos on the back, and we've been working on this for quite a while. So we have several different concepts in the works. What should our goal be to launch our merchandise page?
The end of this month.
End of this month. Oh yeah, we should be able to do that. We should be able to kill that. Let's crush that goal. All right. So end of the month, we're going to have our merchandise page up, and you too will be able to wear something.
Do you want to show
cool
them
like
the
that.
picture? That might be easier.
And show them the what? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I had a picture.
Oh, we do have one that's free. So there, and that's the back, and this color is called Berrywinkle, not Periwinkle.
That is unofficial.
It's official. It's official. We made it official. Didn't we make it official? We made it official.
So here's some of the merch that we have been playing with. There's the top left there. That's for our renovation group, but anyone can purchase it. But it basically says, "I'm sorry for the things I said while I was renovating the camper." We have a large Facebook renovation group. We just passed 40,000 members in that renovation group.
If you want ideas on renovating your RV, that's a place to go.
It is crazy. But yeah, so just search for RV renovation in Facebook, and you'll find our group. Anyway, there's a cool enamel mug with our logo on it. And look how happy this couple looks in our classic black and white t-shirt. And then I'm working on some ideas for a photo-based shirt. That photo may be on the back, who knows, and the logo on the front. And then this colorful one that Deborah has on, colored logo on the front, and the fire logo on the back. So just some different concepts we're working on to try to narrow down what we want to put out there.
So if you have any ideas, please let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or any colors. Apparently we have to do each color, so let us know.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, and I don't know if that's true. I need to get Ken on the phone. Ken, call me. All right. Cool. What
Thank
else?
you, Jill. Jill says they all look good. Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you, Jill.
So, and thank you, Teresa. She thought my hair looked nice.
Doug Poole says beer tasting is good.
Beer tasting is awesome. Yeah. So that's one of the things.
And
Also,
it's
you'll be
good
able
for
to
you.
do Camp Car. Is it?
Yeah.
Camp Cardio. So many things. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. You should come.
Yeah.
Everybody should come. It'll be great. I think a lot of these folks that are on the chat are actually going to be there. So we're really excited.
I think so.
Appreciate all of y'all being there.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. What else? We have good news.
We have good news. We have Deborah's news.
We have Deborah's news.
You ready to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Everyone ready for Deborah's news?
Deborah's news. You haven't seen it in months.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Welcome to Deborah's News.
Okay, first up, I just wanted to share some good COVID news because, I know we're all sick of COVID, but there is some good news out there. We've all been hearing about the vaccine. There is a group of people, medical team, that they were out giving vaccines and they got stuck in that large snowstorm. Did you even know there was a large snowstorm?
Well, I've been
in
hearing
Oregon?
About one. Yeah.
And they had 6 vaccines that, because the vaccines have to stay at a certain temperature, these were going to expire. They weren't going to make it back in time to put it where it needs to be in order to keep them. So they popped out of their car in the snowstorm traffic and went to find 6 people who they could give the vaccines to.
And these were people that were, some of them, at least one was on the list, and because of the snowstorm couldn't make it.
Yes, one lady, she absolutely had missed her appointment, I think, because of the snowstorm. So she was really relieved. And then the other folks were just happy surprised that they got their vaccine.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The other good news about the COVID is that in Elkhart, they're seeing a lowering of the numbers. So hopefully that means they'll get back on making RVs.
Oh yeah, because production had been shut down for a while, and then half staff, and so hopefully they'll get back to business.
Right. So that their state restrictions were loosened on Wednesday as their outbreak is now less severe. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Now, we all know that masks are required during most of COVID times.
Yeah.
And when the new president came in, he made it a rule that there is to be mask wearing on all federal land and buildings. So there were a lot of questions about that. In particular, if you're out at a national park, do you have to wear a mask while you're walking around and hiking in the national park? The way that the law reads, it really just says that they want to follow the COVID principles, or those that are established by the health people and the health experts. And the health experts have basically said if you're outdoors, you don't have to wear a mask. However, it's a good idea when you're in national parks to carry it with you, to wear it when you're in any kind of overlook or busy tourism site. That would probably be the right time to wear it, so you're going to be around people, and certainly in their stores and in their restaurants.
So it really hasn't changed a whole lot, because they were already doing that. They were already really strict on if you were on any national park land going into a visitor center, if there was even open, then they were already pretty rigid on that.
They were, and so I think that in general it's a little confusing for folks, but it just means, as we've all been trying to do for the last year, be smart.
Yep.
Be smart. So, and then the other exciting news out of the national parks is, last quarter we all heard about some YouTubers, some very popular YouTubers, RVers, that had gotten fined for filming on national park land because there was a rule against doing that for commercial reasons.
That's right.
And that has now been shown to be, I don't know if it's unconstitutional or illegal, but at any rate, that rule no longer applies to those of us like RVers or some of the YouTube channels that want to go in there and just do some filming from themselves. So
that's really cool.
You can now do that.
That's really cool. And did you ever hear why that? I mean, was it our friends over there at that other channel that I can't remember right now that actually pushed that through?
No, it was someone that had earlier than them been targeted, fined.
Okay.
Thank you. That's the word, fined. And so they had taken it to court, and then the court judged it to be illegal.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good news for people that want to capture content in national parks and share it with other people.
Yeah, because we want people to be able to get out in national parks and being able to share that content. I mean, because the way the law read, you really thought you couldn't even take pictures and post them on your channels, but you can. You can.
Yeah. Speaking of pictures,
they decided that was, I think, just a really old law. Go ahead.
This is the Yellowstone Milky Way shot that I took that night. I went out there and it was pitch black and I couldn't see anything, and then I heard
you heard bears
and made really loud noises right next to me. And
but the picture looks great.
Yeah, the picture looks great.
You got frightened for good reason.
Yeah, this doesn't represent the amount of fear I had that evening. And then that's Big Bend. On the
National
old mine,
Park.
Big Bend National Park on the old mine trail, and then that's of course Grand Tetons, Mormon Row
at dawn.
Yeah,
at dawn. And then the other great news out of the national parks is they decided this year that they announced that all U.S. military veterans and their immediate families, especially the ones from Gold members, they will now get free admission into all national parks. They have a pass.
That's awesome.
So they are being given free to all the American national parks, which I think they certainly deserve that. They announced that last Veterans Day. And then also because of COVID, fourth graders, there was a program that fourth graders and their families could go because all kids go outdoors, something like that. So they've extended it now to fifth graders this year.
That were fourth graders.
That were fourth graders and probably
and most
didn't
of them
go.
probably graduated.
To fourth, fifth grade, maybe many of them do, I'm sure. Yes,
I'm sure.
So
homeschooled and all that.
Exactly. So at any rate, and then we visited Walnut Canyon around here.
Yeah.
And we visited the Saguaro National Park as well.
And you'll see some pictures on the outro from the Saguaro and from Walnut Canyon.
I'll tell you, after visiting Walnut Canyon, I really think that should be a national park.
It really
beautiful.
Was quite amazing. I mean, it's not big, but it was fantastic Jeep road to go down, or off-road trail to my non-Jeep friends. But it was really, really cool. And maybe we don't want it to be a national park, because then you wouldn't be able to ride your Jeep through the middle of it.
Valid point.
But anyway, it was really, really cool spot. If you're ever down in the Tucson area, look for outside of Superior, technically, which looked like a really cute little town.
We had dinner there. It was cute.
Walnut Canyon And there is another Walnut Canyon, so don't get it confused with that one.
It's the one by Superior.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a box canyon there. So, yes, those are Barry's pictures that he took when we were at the national parks.
All right. So
Okay.
What's next?
We have a new thing.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
What is it?
It's called Barry's Joke of the Week. I
Okay,
think.
so here's what we're doing, folks. This is a public service. So what we want to do is give you fodder. So when you're sitting around the campground and having fun with your friends, toasting s'mores and all that sort of stuff, then you'll have a joke to tell. So this may be a one and done. I don't know. We may not do another one.
I haven't heard this joke yet. I'm just going to
Okay.
tell people.
And this is not a sophisticated joke. All right, this is more in
it's a
line
ca-
with
yeah.
This is more in line with
It's a dad joke.
Yeah, it's a dad joke style thing. Okay, so here we go.
The virtual campground joke of the week.
Oh, that makes it sound quite nice.
It's too
A
sophisticated.
little sophisticated
so
for this joke.
I don't. Yeah, I'll work on that. We'll get a different broadcaster next time. Okay, so I don't know if you knew this, but Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson were campers. They would
no, I
often
didn't know
go
that.
camping. They would solve a big crime, and they would go camping together. And this one time, they went camping, and Sherlock Holmes, and they're dead asleep. Okay, it's middle of the night. They're dead asleep. Sherlock Holmes nudges Holmes and said, "Watson, are you awake?" And Watson says, "Yes, sir. What is it?" And he says, look up and tell me what you see." And Watson says, "I see billions of stars." "What does that tell you?" says Sherlock. "What do you think it says?"
It's nighttime.
"Well, Dr. Watson, astronomically, it tells me that there are millions of stars and galaxies and potentially billions of planets. Astrologically, I observe that Saturn is in Leo. Horologically, I deduce that the time is approximately 3:15. Theologically, I see that God is all-powerful and that we are small and insignificant. Meteorologically, I suspect that we will have a beautiful day tomorrow. Why? What does it tell you, Holmes?" Holmes is quiet for a moment and says, "It tells me someone has stolen our tent." So there is Barry's joke of the week. May not come back. I don't know.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad? Okay.
It made me laugh out loud. And as many of you know, I don't often laugh at your jokes.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. That's so true. All right. So, tell us if you want more dad jokes to tell around the campfire, and we will consider keeping that segment. Okay. So, should we go on to the ask? What's our ask for this week, or do we
Sure,
have
if you want
something
to.
else? Okay. All right. So our ask this week, something you all have been always so helpful in helping us, and we want to be a little more intentional, as Renetta might say, about asking some things. And our YouTube channel has been going great these days, but we could certainly use some people helping us there. So if you don't mind getting on our YouTube channel, I just loaded Renetta's video up there. So it's basically the same as what you just saw, but play it again, just turn down the sound and go wash the dishes or something, and then share it with your friends. And of course, if you're not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications. So if you all would mind helping us out, that would be great. Thank you. That's all I have.
That's all you have?
That's all I have.
Well, I have a few other trivia questions we could do.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Absolutely.
Groundhog oriented?
Okay.
Okay. So, what is the name of the place that I can't even say his name? What's his Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah. Where does
Something
he
like that.
actually come out? Because it's not Punxsutawney. So,
It's not Pennsylvania?
well, yeah, but it's a name. There's another name for where
is it?
he actually is.
Okay.
So, if anybody knows the name of where he is, let me know. Teresa says your dad joke was good. She likes it.
Okay. Well,
But she loves your
Teresa's, yeah, she's a little deranged. She likes my sense of humor.
humor. But deranged in a really good way.
I don't know who Blue 777X is, so
Yeah, please let us know who
that's a
Blue
vote for
Jay
the joke.
is.
Oh, Doug Poole, of course. Doug grew up listening to my my humor, so
Doug helped form the
yeah, help.
humor.
That's right. Doug, yeah, part
Not
of
really a
this is
good
to
thing, I
blame.
don't know.
Doug, yeah.
Drew,
All right,
what
so
did you think of the joke?
so Puxatawny Phil is not from.
Well, he is. I think they're Puxatawny, but he actually lives in this little part of Puxatawny.
Okay.
The stump,
Oh,
yes.
the
But the
stump.
stump, where the stump is called, ironically, it makes you think of another animal, a turkey.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea. And I think you stumped our audience.
Okay. It's called Gobbler's Knob, where his stump is. And did you know he's married? He has a wife named Phyllis.
I think you're making this up.
They actually live in the Memorial Library all the rest of the year because he's only busy one morning of the year.
Right. Well, what else does he have to do?
Okay, so we talked about the Groundhog the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This isn't really, this is trivia, but it's not really a question. Did you know that? Well, at one point in the movie, Bill Murray is driving with Phil, the groundhog.
Uh-huh.
And did you know he got bit?
Yeah, so I heard that.
He got bit twice in the
And
movie. He had to get rabies
shots.
I think that's really sad.
Yeah.
And
teaches you to mess with a Puxatawny Phil.
Yes.
All right, one more.
One more. Okay. What time did the alarm clock go off every morning?
I think I know this answer. You want me to answer it? Oh,
I don't tell jokes. Kellyanne. I just laugh and I make funny faces that make people laugh, usually in reaction to Barry's jokes.
So yeah, Doug Poole says he could tell some stories.
I bet you could, Doug. Maybe we'll have you on.
Unfortunately, this will be the last time Doug can join us, so we just revoked his membership in the virtual campground. So sorry, Doug. Won't be back.
All right. What time?
6 a.m.
That's correct. 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So.
Seems incredibly early.
For a movie, but I guess they had to get up because he comes out at like 7:30 to do his whole shadow thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. They went and got breakfast before they did that, and then
the guys go out
and
in stovetop pipe
it's all,
hats. Yeah. Anyway,
all right.
All that to say,
thank
y'all so much for showing up tonight. Yep. It was we missed you. We really missed you. I was feeling the need to talk to, I guess, myself and y'all in the chat. So so thank you.
Was it 6 a.m.?
No, I think it was just 6 a.m. That's what That's what I read.
Okay.
Brian should be able to tell us. He loves that joke. I mean, that movie.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Great seeing you.
We'll definitely be back
chat.
the first. Well, it'll be the 2nd of March because February is exactly 4 weeks. So It'll be March 2nd that we'll be back with the next live show. But in the meantime, be watching on Facebook and in their email for other dates of when you can hook up with us.
Yep. Looking forward to it. And in this outro here, we've got a few selected photos from Arizona from our recent off-road trip and our trip to the Saguaro National Park, and something else that I can't remember right now. So enjoy that.
So you'll get to see it.
That's right. And until we get to see you live and in person, we hope to see you around the virtual campfire.
See you around the fire. Be safe out there.
Walk with me. Let's leave the past behind. Walk with me. There's something else we need to find. Say you'll go, don't make me wait. There's no need to hesitate. Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find some Blue is the sky, like the color of your eyes. Blue is your heart. It's been like that from the start. Say you'll stay till the morning light. I'll help you through the fight. Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find something new. Me and walk with me. Let's leave